Okay, my Guayusa experiment this evening is kind of like gone downhill because of some amazing phenomena called me being really rather unwell, and I kind of like woke up and started coughing, and it was bad. So I've moved from being a slug to being a coughing machine, which is of course fascinating. But I have proof now that God does really exist, because the variety of cough I happen to have seemed to match pretty closely the variety which the cough medicine in my cabinet happened to be there for. Don't you just love it when cold and flu season comes down and you end up buying medicines and it says on them, too much of this stuff can damage your liver. You know, when you feel like this, you don't care much about your liver. Okay, you think to yourself, well, this part of me is suffering pretty badly. If my liver's getting away with it right now, I can't have that. You're gonna suffer too. So you kind of like pile on the medicines and stack them and hope for the best. And maybe at some point you'll do a variety of liver cleanse, and then that'll magically heal you and restore you to joy and beauty. Or something along those lines. But, you know, okay, that obviously wasn't proof that God exists, the fact that I happen to have the right variety of cough for my cough medicine. But, just for a moment, you can think to yourself, maybe, what was his name? H.G. Wells? Well, wasn't H.G. Wells the author of War of the Worlds? He suggested that every single cold and flu and virus and all the rest of it is there like an immune system to protect us against an alien invasion. Well, maybe this is, evidence, proof and evidence, concrete, that we're about to experience the alien invasion, and it's all going to start to come down like right about very soon, but we're not going to see any of it. Okay, a couple of guys, black suits and the rest of it, fucking Men in Black stuff, the dark glasses and the rest of it. Little flashy thing is going to come along and say like, you haven't seen anything, and all the rest of that, and clear up the bones of just like one of them that came down, or just like a few hundred of them came down, and it will be cleared away. Apart from maybe some like 8-year-old kid who's walking around in the woods and stumbles on a bit of like weird stone with weird carvings on it, and then maybe Dawkins would say, no, this is proof of an ancient civilization. This has nothing to do with the aliens from the future and all that kind of thing. Mental you are. Whatever. But if it is the case that this whole like cold, flu and virus type thing, which happens at this time of the year, okay, is for the purposes of protecting us, then, I want to see some justice being done. Right now, I want to see some justice being done. I want the aliens to come down right now. Right, manifest yourself here. Open up your doorway, do the whole "we come in peace" kind of thing, and then die. Which probably isn't like the most compassionate thing that I can possibly think at the moment, but never mind. We're coming up to Halloween, and Halloween is of course the time when people just get a little bit weird. I've already done a video about the Ouija movie, which is coming out, and how absolutely terrible it's going to be. That when it does come out, people are going to get a bit more freaked out about basically, a Ouija board. A Ouija board is literally just a fucking piece of something made out of trees with a few letters on it, okay? It's the Ideomotor effect. What we know is the fucking Ideomotor effect. We know the Ideomotor effect. We got 150 years worth of scientific research demonstrating it and proving it. It's important that it is a natural phenomenon called the Ideomotor effect. And it's weird. I mean, I've still got it up there, okay? But Dark Mirror. The weird experiences we have using that sort of thing. The weird experiences that we can have when playing with the Ideomotor effect. Whether you're doing it with a whole talking board, Ouija board set up. Whether you're doing it with a little pendulum, just a teeny bit of like fishing line with a little trinket swinging on the end of it, and you're practicing using the whole Tom Gray's pendulum dowsing system that that he wrote about in his book called Pendulum Dowsing. Alright, there I go again. but that was a small one. So you're lucky, you're lucky. But you know, it's weird, it's wonderful, it is complex, but humans are stupid. Just for a moment, just realize, recognize, experience in your mind's eye, develop an intimate emotional relationship with how stupid you are. Okay, we all have different varieties of knowledge, yeah, and sometimes one person can know an awful lot more than another person. But there's been some times when I've actually known much more about my health history, my health problems, than my doctor. And my doctor's been to university for 7 years. He's got letters after his name saying I'm a really, really cool doctor. Okay? .phd.mphil or something. You know what I mean? But he's just a person with his level of knowledge, and he doesn't know the stuff that I know about. And I've been to doctors who don't even believe that candida exists, or don't even believe that chronic fatigue syndrome exists. You hocus pocus, fuck off. There's a body of knowledge there, and they just don't want to. They don't want to read it. They don't want to look at it. They're not interested. But there's some things in which you can't always provide hard and fast evidence, but there's still some things which are factual. Okay, there's stuff in the universe which is factual, but we're going to struggle to understand it. Well, every single time you say like it's a ghost which is moving the planchette, or there's a spirit, or this is proof of life after death, you're providing a religious interpretation. You're selling religion. You're just selling fucking religion, and because it's a belief thing. It's done out of faith. Okay, it's not a hard and fast factual scientific thing. And I wish it was a hard and fast factual scientific thing, but it's not. And that's nasty, because like you're twisting the mind of the people you're addressing, and that's morally reprehensible. And there's so much of it out there, and it really pisses me off. It does. It's nasty. It's horrid. It's naughty. Well, why are people like that? Because nobody wants to experience how inadequate they are. Please, be inadequate. Alright, if you come across a doctor who doesn't understand a health problem, you come across someone else who doesn't understand something else, and after a while you start to recognize that even when you go into a university library and it is like here up to the ceiling and up to the far walls with books and books and books, which shows you knowledge and wisdom and all the rest of that accumulated over so much time, it's amazing. But even all like the university libraries in like the whole world is like a drop in an ocean of possible knowledge that we can have. In 2 centuries' time, people are going to look back at the science and the technology and all the medicine that we've got now, and they're going to say, oh, they were so primitive. Just as we look back on the 1960s and 1950s and the 1890s, and we go, oh, aren't they so primitive? We've got so much better stuff now. Alright? So we as a species, our knowledge is that tiny little drop in an ocean. So we can't turn around and say we know. Can we? No, we can't. All we can do is we can say that we have some opinions. Alright, but what is the point in selling your opinions? Okay, in some respects you can say things which are more likely to be true on the basis of like the quality of the experience, and maybe something like that, maybe. But when it comes to some varieties of phenomena, like those associated with ghosts and angels and spirits and demons and prophecy and all the rest of that, there's so much that we don't know. Seriously, so much that we don't. We as a species, the whole species, all of us as a species, accept it, okay? Spearhead of evolution? No, the earthworms are. Okay, they're perfectly adapted for their environment, and they're the ones who feast when we die, okay? You know what I mean? That's perfect. The cat, perfect example of evolution, evolved perfectly for his environment in every possible way, okay? Us, on the other hand, no. We're just a bunch of arrogant wankers. We really are, okay? We don't know enough. We have to accept that. It's only when we can really, really, really be humble to the fact that we don't know stuff. The fact that we can go out in the world and we can have some experiences, and it takes us a bit of time to build up a model of understanding as to what that one thing could hypothetically mean, that we come close to a hypothesis, a hypothetical at best standpoint. Alright, but we can't go to the point of total, complete, utter knowledge. Okay, in some respects, yes, gravity works. I can tell it works because I'm not floating away. Alright, but when it comes to other, there's a whole, like, maybe there's a spectrum here of things with of a greater level of certainty and things with a less level of certainty as you go further over here to the, well, it would be left field, but I'll move my hand to the right, so that's now mystically the left. Okay, that's now mystically the left. That's the left field. Okay, it's my right. Okay, I know. Maybe it's your left. I don't know. But that's it. Boom. Yeah. So think about it like that. We got okay. New hypothetical standpoint of approaching the universe. We got a spectrum of whatever it was I just said. Okay. These things we can be more sure about, and over here we can be less sure about them. But we can still have experiences of these things. We can have experiences of those things. So then we got another spectrum of thinking and stuff, and maybe that'll help. I don't know. All right, so please, planet Earth, I implore you to joyously accept and to embrace how pathetic you are. I want you to just look deep down inside your heart, inside your mind, inside your very being, and recognize your inadequacy, your stupidity, how little you know, how pathetic you are, how worthless you are. And that should be a motivation to you to carry on striving to have more experiences, to finding more things out, to getting to a better understanding as to what it means to be a incarnate, living, breathing, functioning thing. Okay? And maybe eventually we will steadily, over the centuries, not years, not Tuesday afternoon, raining, okay, get out the Ouija board, have a bit of a play with that, and then, oh wow, I've just discovered something fascinating about the whole universe. I'm a great scientist, yes. Oh, shut up, you bloody inadequate wankers. Alright, it's easy for you people, for all of us people, even for me sometimes, it's easier to think I've got the answer. But in 10 years' time, I will look back and I will think, what a complete willy, whatever, willy, mad person, which I do. Okay, you should have seen what I was like when I was 20 years ago, even 22 years ago. I'm getting older now, aren't I? Yes, 22 years ago, I was a mental case. By comparison with today, but by comparison with other people of my age, alright, I was okay, but a bit eccentric and a bit fucked up, okay, just like most people are, but on the other hand, every single young person is a bit of a fuck up. So, but change has happened, and change will carry on happening, and your level of knowledge will change as well. So, remember the moment, meditate on it in peace and in calm tranquility when you're having a picnic on a hillside with a gentle breeze blowing through your hair, with your eyes closed, sensing the universe around you. And think to yourself, I am happy being pathetic, but I don't want to stay this way, and I will carry on looking out for more interpretations and to have challenged what I think. Because when that happens, then I can grow, and I can develop, and I can maybe stop being quite as much of a complete wanker. Thank you for listening.